Jay, do the clapper. All right, Mind Don't Matter Season 2, gentlemen. For all our loyal listeners who was around from Season 1, we really appreciate y'all coming back. Last year, Season 1, we did like a lot of mental health topics. Mm-hmm. We talked about depression. We talked about anxiety. We talked about sex. We talked about childhood trauma. We talked about a whole gamut of things. But where I felt like we was lacking at was talking about the everyday struggle, like the everyday thing. So I said Season 2, I want to change it up. I took a little feedback from my listeners or whatever like that. And obviously Season 1, I was doing a show by myself. And I was like, I need some co-hosts. But I need co-hosts who I'm comfortable with. And I said to myself, who better than my brothers? Hey. So Season 2, coming aboard, I introduce former warlord Dre the Peace God and my brother Nove. And you know me, J Optics. Season 2 is upon us. Take a break from all your other social media experts and get down with three guys who just want to give you the everyday struggle vantage point from everyday guys trying to navigate life's ups and downs. We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about self-help, mental health, everything under the sun. And we hope we navigate through this thing so we turn all the losses into lessons and we can learn from each other. We're not claiming to be experts, right, gentlemen? We're not saying that we have all the answers.
Not
right?
At all.
But we are saying that, hey, we realize that things happen. We can learn from it. But the best way to learn about it is to get together and talk about it, right?
Exactly.
So that's the point of the show. So we're glad to get this thing cracking for Season 2. We're looking to do episodes every first Thursday and third Thursday of every month. So we're going to be very consistent going forward. And make sure you subscribe and follow on all the podcasting platforms, especially Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, yeah. So we was picking our brain trying to figure out what the hell we was going to talk about first.
Man.
Right? And we threw out all these great ideas.
I need a drink.
But one stood out. And it all came down to a damn text message. Does the dating pool have pee in it? That was a great text, yo.
Yes, it was.
What does that mean?
I was in a dark place when I sent that text.
Okay.
So what it means is the dating pool, it's always been a little bit hard to navigate, a little convoluted, but it just feels a little bit more Hudson River-ish / Irvington backwater-ish right now. Like that's how it feels.
Irvington Pond?
Yeah, definite Irvington Pond. And it's just a lot going on. Like it's
So we're going to navigate all that. The topic of today's show, we're going to talk about dating in 2022, the pitfalls of it, dating trends that's going on. Later on in the episode, we're going to talk about red flags that you definitely should be paying attention to if you're going to engage in the online dating scene or even the face-to-face dating scene. And also, what else are we talking about? We're talking about red flags and also then versus now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dating now in 2022 versus, say, dating in 2002.
Yes.
You mean the good old days? That's what you're talking about?
Fun days.
It's hard to think back that far, but goddamn it, I miss
Lord
those
Jesus,
days.
man.
I miss those days. But yeah, to start off with, let's keep it a bean off the rip.
Okay.
Both of you guys are former hoes.
Damn.
I am
Current?
No, I'm not current.
Oh,
I am
okay.
retired.
Oh.
I'm retired.
Right.
But I wouldn't call myself a hoe. I was very casual.
You retired. Did you turn in your paperwork? Or did you go upstairs to HR and let them know that you retired?
Oh, I definitely turned in my paperwork. Definitely.
Okay.
I went up to HR. You know what I mean? They had a ceremony. They hung my jersey up and everything. I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm done.
So both of y'all are former hoes. Okay.
I'm also retired and taken, so
All right, okay.
I'm just, you know.
He loves you, okay.
Damn.
I'm
we
still
get it.
single.
All right. But keep it real, both of y'all have been heavily in the dating scene. Me personally, I'm married now. I've been in a relationship for the last 11 years. So the last time I went on a date, like you went up to somebody, you got their number, they stored it in your phone, and then you sent them like a message on like AIM or some shit like that. Like I'll holler at you later or some shit like that. So it's been a while since I've been in the dating scene. What type of things are y'all noticing as far as how the dating scene looks now, where what are you watching out for? Like, what are you cautious about? What is your intentions when you open up Tinder or one of these other apps?
So I think, well, I know that I'm very cautious about how I interact with people, right? So our conversations, how are we going to stimulate each other? How are we going to move forward? I have had experiences where intentions were not laid out. It was not made clear. Also, I had experience when clear intentions were made out, but they were like too strenuous with like, you want to know how much I make on the first date? You want to know what type of job and work I do on the first date? Like, come on now. You don't even know my middle name yet. Learn something about me first. So, fact. I mean, those have been some of my experience in those moments. And it definitely has pee in it.
It's got more than pee. We'll start there. But yeah, gauging off of what he said, I mean, I feel like people take dating a little bit more literal than it has to be. Like, there's a difference between dating. Like, I feel like everybody now is dating and single, but the second it's like, oh, I like him, I'm in a relationship. No, the fuck you not. We're still dating. We're still dating. I feel like the art of dating has drastically declined as well. Like, you remember good old days back when bread was a nickel. You know, you could go to the movies.
I ain't that damn old.
No.
Maybe $1.10.
Listen, I remember bread was a nickel. I was there. But I remember you go to the movies.
60s?
You go to the movies, go out to dinner, you know, it's a good date. Can't do that no more. Can't do the movie date no more. It's cheap. Oh, you want to take me to the movies? I look like some cheap. No, you look like somebody want to take on a date, but you can't do that anymore. I feel like now dating has become more, it's really about, I'm not here to waste my time. You trying to get married tomorrow or nah? And it's like, that's a little bit much. That's a lot of pressure to put on the men right now. And there's a lot of men that's fucking it up for everybody else too. Not just y'all. It's back and forth. It's both sides of this has to be explained.
Now we all in our mid-30s though, so I'm actually Kate for the female asking how much you make on the first date if she come correct with the question. So it might be along the lines of like what do you do, but like what's your ambitions as well. Like if you're not in the spot that you're trying to be in, like where is the spot that you're trying to be in, and is that spot that you're trying to get to like lucrative enough to invite me into your life?
I hear you.
And I agree with you. If it was worded that way, I would respond better to that.
Exactly.
But it wasn't worded that way for me in that experience. But as Nove said, that you kind of got to take a home personal loan to take someone out on a date now. Right. We got to spend, some scenarios you got to spend $300 to $600 on a date, first date. Instead of, could you be casual, instead of meeting up in the park, taking a walk, something nice and serene. You see some flowers, you take a picture, go get some ice cream. But now, you got to breathe to, sell some blood to get $400, sell some plasma.
I got two interesting questions just based off what Dre just said, Obviously, if you got these apps where you swipe, right? And just say that you like somebody, you get a match, you start texting back and forth. Y'all start messaging, right? So at some point in time while y'all messaging, a date gets set up. Somebody invites somebody else. Would you like to go out? Blah, 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 blah. I guess the first question is, my whole theory on who pays is whoever invited the person out. So if you're asking me for my time, I'm going to expect that you're going to contribute to the date in some way. I'm not saying you got to pay for the whole dinner or whatever like that, but I'm just saying don't expect me to reimburse you for your Uber, or don't expect for me to, if you're going to get something to take home or some shit like that, I'm not paying for that. I don't know how this day going to go. That's just me. If you ask me out, but more times than not, all right, we don't have to get into that situation because the guy asked the girl out. Let me take you to Ruth Chris. Well, shit. Yeah. That's a little bit too far.
You set the bar.
You see,
that's first date?
That's a married man thinking.
You got to go on vacation the second one.
Diner.
That's it.
Maybe Top's Diner.
Not Top's Diner today.
Can't do Top's now.
Diner in back
never
in 2009. But not Top's Diner today.
We go to Lucky Strikes or Dave and Buster's or something like that. Have a little physical activity, fun or whatever like that. Everything expensive, right?
What about Fridays?
Nah,
you're not gonna get a second date.
Yeah,
you will never see Saturday.
But that's the point, though. Why not? Right? Why not? If we're actually trying to get to know one another, right? Why does a name or a brand have to be a part of that? I feel like that if we really want to get to know each other, we really want to try to get on the same frequency and vibe. Just being in each other's presence should be more than what the dollar amount spent on a date.
And I hear you on that. And I think what it is it's not exactly the dollar amount that's being spent. It's the effort and the thought you put into asking where you want to take her. Like Fridays, don't get me cool. I have no problem with Fridays. I'll do it two for 20 all day. Twice on Sunday. But it's more like, I guess it reads more like, did you actually think, like, did you put thought into this date? Or was it just like, I guess we could go to Fridays. I'll pick you up. Like, I understand that portion of it. Like, I mean, I don't want to be an asshole, but it's like, if you're not putting any thought behind the date, why are you asking for the date initially anyway?
Maybe I'm a little Hasidity. All right, I'll admit that. But I'm not taking my date nowhere. One, someplace that I would go with my boys. Like, oh yeah, we was just here last week, whatever like that. We're just chilling, and I'm definitely not taking my date where somewhere. If let's say you take somebody out on a date, right? And let's say I want to take you out to eat, but you don't tell her where y'all going, so you kind of like leave it up in the air. Like, I got a couple of options. We'll see how this thing goes. And I had a situation happen to me once, a long time ago. You know the girl. So I thought it was very casual of a date. I'm talking with my homie outside the house because I ran into him after not seeing him for like 10 years or whatever like that. So we chopping it up. And he was like, yo, that's you right there? And I'm thinking he talking about my car because I had the Mustang at the time. I'm like, yeah, that's me, whatever like that. And I turned around and looked at it as he was pointing or whatever like that. And she was coming out. And I saw the way she was dressed. And I was like, damn.
Fucked a little underdress.
I was a little bit underdressed. I was like, we ain't going to Chevys. Like, you had like nice heels on and a nice outfit and a nice jacket on. And I'm like, oh, this is a little bit, this is a little deep or whatever like that. I wouldn't want to take her to Fridays and have her sitting next to a Little League coach eating boneless buffalo wings with Jack Daniel's sauce or some shit like that. Like, I don't want to have her in that situation because it don't feel sexy. Like, I don't like, it don't feel right complimenting you and that, whatever like that. I just feel like where you go matters. Now, Dre, doesn't matter as far as the connection that y'all make. It shouldn't matter on the brand. But I would say where you take her should matter on your intentions. So I wouldn't take you to, I wouldn't take you somewhere where I feel like it's very casual if I'm feeling casual about you. Like, I'm just seeing how this shit go, da-da-da-da.
So full disclaimer, I wouldn't do that either. But at the same time, I feel is that you kind of set the tone of how you want to go. So if you taking whatever you taking whatever woman that you're dealing with for the first date to Ruth Chris or some extravagant restaurant in New York City, you got to kind of live up to that. If you go take it to something that's going to spin around on the first date, and y'all gonna be up in the skyline up by the Empire State Building, wherever the hell that restaurant is called up there, and like, you gotta live up to that. You can't take her to freaking Chevy's, as you said, or Dragonfly, or anything after that.
Don't you dare speak ill. You know what? No. Don't speak.
Anybody that live in Jersey, Dragonfly is Chef's Kiss. I don't know what Dre talking about, man. But yeah, that's
what are you talking about?
Get the voodoo shrimp while you're there.
Facts.
Proper, they're gonna be sponsors of the show one day. Watch.
But as you just said though, we go there with the homies. I ain't gonna take no chick there now. Come on, man.
I hear what he's saying. Spinning around to something you said, Jay. I feel like a lot of places get disqualified when we're thinking about dates only because we look at it in the aspect of, oh, well, me and the homies was just there. I think it goes further than that, though. I think, like, sometimes we put ourselves in a box unintentionally just by like, oh, nah, she don't fuck with that. I can't take her there. And it's like, sometimes that's not really the case. I feel like we do ourselves a little bit of disservice when we're doing that form of thinking rather than being like, taking into what account she said, or if we had conversations or I'm getting to know her, then it's like I should know certain things that's like, you know what, maybe she would be down to, go paintball and, go to iFly or do some go-karts or something like that. Something fun, like something that's like, yeah, rather than, I got to get dressed.
Yeah.
I got to iron shit.
Like, damn. And you want to keep it unique too. You don't want to going to the same spots, everybody going to Deltas in New Brunswick or something like that. So I get it. I get it like that. But the second question I want to ask off what Dre has said, when we talk about intentions, obviously a lot of that pregame, all that conversation y'all have up to the first date, you getting little fillers, you looking for little signs, little subtle signs, like what you might be into, what you might be focused on, what you got what prize you got your eye on. So that might play a factor into where you take them. What kind of questions, if you open up Tinder, if you open up Hinged or whatever like that, what kind of questions y'all asking these females? Because I read some statistics that say men nowadays, especially men of our age, care less about physical attraction and care more about emotional connection, the level of efficacy in the woman, how she conducts herself, how she uses her words. Like, we got the people out there that just text hey and they just leave it at that or whatever like that, and people like yourself hate that. You want to see a woman that's a little bit articulate and stuff like that. So how big of a play is the physical aspect? You see that profile picture, you go through her pictures, and what kind of questions are y'all asking when y'all get into the inbox?
All right, so I'll be frank. Like, your looks get you to the table. It doesn't necessarily mean you got a seat. Like, of course, that's the first thing I'm looking at. That's the first thing I see. But after that, after you get past the window dressing, it's like, you know, what do you like to do with your spare time? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? Like, you know, last time you cried, deepest thoughts you have, like stuff like, hey man, yo, it's some windwalkers walking out here.
That's like asking, like, what traumas do you face?
Yeah,
I'll say that probably for date 3.
Nah, but
I'm imagining a chick,
first date.
I'm imagining a chick on her cell phone going to work and reading that message coming from Nove. Like, what type of stuff make you cry? It's like, yo, she got to spend like an extra 15 minutes in the parking lot now because she's like, this motherfucker dredging up the old trauma I got. I just got out of a relationship. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to him no more. It's a wrap for that. But yeah, all right. So you're trying to pick a brain on like the stuff that really matters.
Yeah, like get past the superficial. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Like,
or you can even ask something that just happened in pop culture, like we talked about the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing. Like, what's your thoughts on that? And you see, you kind of pick their brain and then get a gauge of how they think, if they even have a thought about it. Some people do not have a thought about it. Like, oh, well, I don't care.
So if a female be like, "Oh, I want my man to go up there and smack the shit out of him," that'd be a nah. We not going down there. I don't think that's for me.
No, for me, I feel like I would have to investigate why she want that. So I'm like, I would ask follow-up questions to that. It's like, you know, why would you want him to possibly get arrested or get sued, take money out of your account, and all this stuff? Like, I don't understand. Give me your perspective of that. I'll try to keep it going as best as I can until she says something like you said, toxic. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
You know, if she don't have no response for that, then I'm like, all right, okay, it's not for me.
Me personally, knowing the type of person I am, I got to be honest with y'all. I'm so fucking glad I got married. I would not be able to survive. I would not be able to survive in this atmosphere at all.
Cold
so
world,
it might be tough for your average man. All right. And I also read a study too that says something about men swipe left is good, right? Or swipe right is good.
Left is no. Right is good.
Right. So men swipe right on women like 60% of the time. And women only swipe right on men 4% of the time. So you got a 4% of men out there that's really at the top of the pyramid. Crazy. Like, they are the alpha males when it comes to the dating app scene. And we'll get into a whole nother thing about how I think that could lead to like
that's another
psychopathic tendencies or whatever like that.
Tinder swindler? That's what you're talking?
No, it's not. No, let's not go there.
We're gonna leave that alone.
I don't think the dude's a swindler. I think this is.
I think
it's a lot of gullible motherfuckers.
No, exactly. I don't think.
But anyway, that's a whole nother.
Yeah,
we gonna say that.
I would not be able to survive in this jungle out here today. I'm saying that 100%, bro. I'm a personal person. I like conversation. I like looking you in your eye to make sure what you're saying is real. I like reading body language or whatever like that. The thing that I find interesting is how many women and a small percentage of men who allowed their homies, male and female, to do their profile for them. Let me take your picture. Nah, put this picture up. Nah, once you copy my bio and then just put your name in it and then go, it's like, yo, we already starting off with a lie. So it's like a factory copy cutter situation or whatever like that. And then you meet the person in real life. Has this ever happened to y'all where y'all meet somebody off the pictures, off the bio, you like, all right, this looks interesting, but you get in real life, you like,
who the fuck
you
are you?
don't come off as nothing like how you come off in the messages in your bio and your pictures.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yep.
What the hell you do in those situations?
You know, you try to ride it out as best you can, but I mean, being honest, like, if it's not matching, it's not working, it's not working. Like, I mean, there's always a polite way to let somebody down and let them know that you're not interested.
Not in the online game. You just ain't got to respond to them.
See, but I don't like doing that though. Because I feel like that's a little bit like, all right, you know what? There's no guarantee you're going to stop calling me. Let me let you know what it is right now. We both walk away, you know, head held high, whatever the case may be, and just call it a day. Like, there's no need to ghost you. I'd rather be like, yeah, listen, this, and that. Sorry, you know, you're a cool person. Let's keep it moving. Like, I don't need to ghost you. Like, who? Why? For what? I'm not scared of you.
But if we're just solely speaking on online dating, you know, it's a chance that you didn't even get to the point where y'all exchange personal phone numbers. Right now, you're just chatting on the app and everything. So, do you think that women think about that, like when they don't respond to you anymore?
But that's not ghosting. They're just X. That's it. Like, you're done. That's not a ghost. It's not like, hey, where are you? It's like, oh shit, you're not on the. Oh, okay.
No. If we exchange phone numbers, right, and I'm not feeling you, I'm gonna tell you, like, you know, this is not for me. I'm sorry.
That's a good guy right there, yo. I don't think a lot of people do that. To be quite honest with you,
they don't.
Like, especially if you're the type of guy that got a lot of options, you probably wouldn't be bothered with, like, let me send you this text to say, like, yo, I don't want to waste your time.
Even if I had a lot of options, I would be like, no, I'm not feeling you. I'm gonna go another route. I'm sorry. You know,
step into my office,
and
bring your playbook.
Exactly.
Bring your playbook with you. You're not going to make it.
You just been cut.
Training camp.
Right. Unfortunately, we're downsizing.
Yeah,
that's the conversation you give them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we talked about it earlier in the intro. Red flags. So I want to start off the conversation with one. What's more? I don't want to say dangerous, but fuck it, I'm gonna say dangerous. What's more dangerous? Meeting up with somebody via these online dating apps, or the alternative, which seems to be the big number of couples that's in America, meeting somebody through work, like dealing with somebody that's a coworker. So you know what happens when that don't work out? Somebody got to change shifts. What's more dangerous?
Sometimes people got to change jobs. Fuck the shift.
Yeah.
And
that's your supervisor too. You like, damn.
Yeah, nah. I'm never gonna get that promotion now.
It's time to resign.
I've been through both of those. I promised myself I would never, ever in life, ever again date anybody I work with. Just too messy. Too much shit can happen. Like, if I'm having a bad day because we just argued and I'm coming to swipe in and I see you around the corner talking to Joanna and I'm just looking like, yeah, it's going to be a fucked up day. Just off that, like, yo, there's no escape. Like, where's my safe place? Nah.
So I kind of differ from that because meeting up with someone, a total stranger, for one, that person could be a whole catfish. It could be all the photos and all that stuff. It could be like you could like that person, but that person could look like freaking the chick from Norbit. What was her name? The
Rasputia
and all that stuff.
Yo.
Come on, man. It's like, yo, it could be terrible and all that stuff. So that's like one of my biggest fears. If I would ever meet up with somebody,
how are
like,
you doing?
Like, you're not the person that was on the profile that I was chatting with that got me to like you and all this stuff. But at work, you know, I already had time to observe them, and I can go somewhere else. You know, so you know, I don't work around a bunch of women no more, but I can go somewhere else in the building. I don't have to be around you. You know, so, and I've never been the type of person to been jealous and everything. So if you do something out of spite, you just wasting your time. You looking foolish yourself. But if I'm meeting with somebody in a public place, I probably will turn away and walk away. Like,
see, that's why why it doesn't
going.
scare me that much, because if anything, like, I hit the panic button and just go. Like, what happened? I didn't see you. I was there. You ain't see me with the blue shirt on. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, looking. But at work, it's like, yo, I go to work sometimes to like leave that shit alone. Like, where's my leave that shit alone at? Like, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, like, we was just fucking around, whatever. What I'm gonna do? Sit across the lunchroom from you and act like I don't see you staring a hole through my face? Like, nah. Like, it's too messy. Too much shit could happen. Seen too many bad people go down.
As far as getting to know somebody though, like, work is like kind of like the best place though, because you get to see a person every day. You get to see how to interact with other people, which is super important. I hate rude bitches, yo. I hate rude bitches like it's like the bane of my existence. So you start talking like crazy to your server or somebody making your meal or something like that, or you curse people out at a whim. It's like, I got to deal with that. That's a red flag for me.
There are extremes, but I don't mind a little feistiness, right?
You like crazy?
Nah, I don't know.
Let the record show that Dre is toxic as shit.
I am not. All right, I'm not.
He is not toxic. He likes toxic.
No, I do not. I wouldn't say I like toxic, but I don't mind a little fights in this.
You like a little left eye.
I like somebody. For me, you got to be able to challenge me, right? Because if you just let me run wild on you, I'm literally going to do that. And so you got to be able to challenge me. So if you're not standing up for yourself, if something is wrong, you can speak in a manner to get your point across. I don't want you to be like, again, I don't want you to be cursing somebody out all the time or laying hands at somebody. But speak in a manner where you can get your point across. You don't have to be yelling or screaming. You don't got to be throwing stuff. But speak in a manner to get your point across.
I feel like Dre
even if your food is bad, like, you can speak in a proper way or professional way to get your food sent back and get something different.
I feel like Dre the type of dude that'll get into an argument with his chick, and then they piece it up. But the next day she was like, "Last night I was gonna stab the shit out of you." Dre be on some shit like, why you ain't do that?
I like that shit.
No.
Why not?
I like that shit.
You should have followed through with that.
I like that
I
shit.
wouldn't be like that.
I can defend myself.
I'd just be like, I know. And I'll just keep it moving.
The fact that you said that and smiled is toxic as shit.
I know.
We got a lot of work to do this season.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my goodness.
We got fun work to do this season.
All right, so what are the red flags? So we got a whole crew of people. The world is very politicized. Social media is heavy in everybody's lives or whatever like that. So let's say, like, hypothetically speaking, right? You going on a date with a girl. Y'all went to the perfect spot. She having a good time. Y'all vibing. The drinks is good. The food is good. You feeling like, I already got in the back of my head, I will see you again or whatever like that. And let's say at the end of the date, you say something like, I just want to give you a compliment before we leave. If I haven't said it already, you look very nice tonight. And she says, I really prefer that you don't refer to me as you. I like to go by they.
Oh, it's pronouns.
Yeah.
Pronouns.
Is that a red flag deal breaker situation? Are we throwing a red flag and getting a challenge on that? Fuck yes, we is. Come on now.
I wouldn't.
Yep.
I wouldn't.
Yep.
All right, yeah, I probably would. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's only one of y'all.
Like,
what are we theying?
Who's they? They is multiple. Like, come on, seriously?
It's like, is it another side of you that I have not seen yet?
Refer to me as she. Like, okay.
That's so weird.
Like she, but I'm talking to you.
It's tough to navigate.
Yeah, I don't know. We are in this world we have to use pronouns in certain cases. But I feel like when you're in the intimate setting, one-on-one, and you're giving a compliment, it should be for that specific moment or that person. I mean, just like, we can't use pronouns for that, in my opinion. But who am I?
I mean, everybody's different. I mean, for me, it's a red flag, but at the same time, it's like, I understand you want to be, addressed as a certain way. I get that, but yeah, it's a little much. It's a little much.
It's so heavy though.
It comes off like,
it's heavy as hell. Like, damn. It'd be something I gotta think about. Like, all right, if I'm in a relationship with you, I gotta like think about that. Like, hey, you want some? You want some breakfast? God damn, I'm about to go out.
She, do you want some breakfast?
You know what, Dre? You really pissing me off. Keep calling me she. Like, God damn. Like,
what do you want me to
it's so
say?
heavy. Like, I hate it. I hate that.
Mm.
All right,
So you don't know how to talk to one another. It seemed like we just.
It's a gap.
Yeah,
it's definitely a gap.
It is.
So, what are the type of red flags? Like, once you're on date, that's kind of like, yeah, nah. I don't.
We talk about first date.
Yeah, like first date, you 10 minutes in. What are like your core things that as long as like if this ain't right, or that ain't right, I'm probably not going to give you a second date or show much interest after this date.
Somebody that's moving way too fast. Like, 5-10 minutes into the date, food comes, whatever, I want you to meet my parents.
Whoa.
Excuse the fuck out of me? What?
I ain't seen my parents in ages.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't want to. No, I don't know if I like you yet. No, I'm sorry. That's one.
Yeah,
I hope you heard that, ladies.
I won't be able to do that either.
That's a heavy one.
I won't be able to do that either.
I understand. We've all been. We're of age. We're 30 plus, and we have traumas. We have things that we've carried with us. Please don't bring that shit with you. Not the first date. I don't need to be compared to anybody you fucked with on the first date. Like, you sound just like such and such. Like, all right. Okay. I'm going to go to the bathroom and not come back.
For me, it's just lack of conversation, right? So
dead air.
I like, dead air. And also, I'm the type of person I like to learn things. So if you can tell me something about yourself or your career or anything, something that I don't have no knowledge about, I'm like intrigued. But if you're talking about, say, a reality show, I don't watch reality TV. I'm gonna be spaced out and everything. So for me, it's like, all right, I just need something to stimulate me. And I just really came into this world of being a sapiosexual.
That's right.
Like,
welcome to the gang. Your membership dues are due at the end of the month. Sapiosexual gang.
Yeah,
go crazy.
Yeah, it's like where I need to be mentally stimulated to even be turned on now. And I think before, when I was in the whole phase, as someone says, I didn't need all that. But now, yeah, for you to keep me, you got to be able to talk to me. Even on the first dates, like, you got to be able to talk to me and have a conversation about something.
It is amazing how that changes, though. Like, you could go from one phase and you can go to another, and so much that used to turn you on and used to catch your interest just do nothing for you.
I mean, I feel like it's evolution, though. I feel like if we were stuck into just the physical stage, we wouldn't be where we are.
Not at all. I agree. Good call.
Be out here freaking savaging around like freaking Neanderthals.
We're going to take this time in the middle of the episode to let y'all know that you can go follow us on Instagram at Mondo Matters and also Mondo Matters on Facebook. We'll be starting a YouTube channel. It'll probably be called Mondo Matters. So make sure you follow us on all socials to keep up with stuff. We're going to be doing daily posts, so keep everything in a loop. And we'll have like further conversations about stuff that we talk about on the show. So that's going to be fun to have some viewer engagement or whatever like that. Let me get my perspective as a married man. And it probably will lead to why it would be so scary for me to get back into the dating scene. Like we said, we all in our mid-30s, maybe mid to late 30s or whatever like that. Late. It's certain things that you got to have in order for me to even consider you a serious prospect. And they may seem like heavy questions, but goddamn it, I feel like they got to be asked. And I don't know if this is like a first date thing. Like I said, I'm not out there like that. I don't know if it's like a first date thing or something like that, but like not a red flag, but like deal breakers. Like, do you want a family one day?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, that might be a heavy question to ask on the first date.
It's a necessary
but like, I would hate to have to spend money on a second date or something more valuable than money, spend time on a second date to get to know you, be feeling you, just to find out like, yo, I do not want kids. Or I do not believe in marriage, or I would never, ever live in a house. I would like to rent or something like that. Like stuff like that, I need to know like ahead of time. Another one that is, you got something to say to that one?
Yeah, I do. So I feel like before it even gets to actual physical date or going out and sitting face to face, I feel like those questions would have been asked prior. At least from my standpoint, I would ask those questions like, what do you envision yourself? Just like how do we get asked these questions? What do you envision yourself? Do you want to have a house, family, that's there, that and the third? I would have asked those questions before we would have even went out on physical dates. So I can kind of do my vetting process, and I wouldn't have to waste an outfit or waste money for this date. Because that, like you said, that would turn the whole date sideways. But you don't want to have kids, you'd be like, oh, okay.
We don't feel like that's a little bit too heavy to be asking in the inbox?
Nah.
No.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just asking.
Well, once you get past the inbox, you can get to the, especially if you're online dating, you can exchange phone numbers. You can ask that question then, or you can ask it on in a little chat room chat that you have an online dating too. It's up to you. But I feel like that you would ask those specific questions to see where their interests at and what their intentions are. There you go. Thank you.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Like, depending on your intentions for that person, I think that plays a heavy role in the type of questions you're asking as well. Like, if I have intentions, if I have intentions beyond just, the physical or the lustful eye, I'm going to ask and probe with questions that I want to see exactly where this is going. I want to know, like, you want to have kids, like, are you spiritual? Do you believe in God? Do you have a close relationship with your family?
Time out. The ambient noise. Just make sure. If you pick up on your thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking, like, do you believe in God? Do you want children? How's your relationship with your family? Like, the deeper questions. Like, I need to know exactly what type of woman I'm being with, or exactly where this is going, and if our energies even need to be commingling at this point.
Yeah, it's very weird because you could definitely be in a long-term relationship with somebody and start finding out stuff about, I guess, maybe their intentions or like what they want. And also, when you with somebody for a long period of time, they can start to change just as you change. And you got to have like that teamwork to kind of like, I understand the parameters of which that you would grow into. So if you might label somebody as being entrepreneurial, if she says, yo, I'm thinking about starting a business and I feel so certain and confident about it, if you're dealing with somebody that's entrepreneurial, for say, right, and she says, a couple years into your relationship, I'm thinking about starting a business, or I want to get into real estate or something like that, and it's sort of like I'm willing to risk maybe a little bit of my job security or some of my savings in order to take the risk to hop into, the self-ownership, whatever like that. It wouldn't come as a surprise. It'll be on something like, I kind of understood that about you from the beginning, so I'll allow you that space to grow into that spot. But if you're dealing with somebody who's like very, maybe like free spirited, or they like to go out a lot, they may drink, they may smoke, they just put an emphasis on having fun, but 4 years into the relationship, they on some shit like, I think I found Jesus and we need to be going to church every Sunday, Bible study every Thursday, and you kind of like, I don't really think I signed up for that. I think setting the parameters on the dating scene, and especially on these dating apps, I don't know whether or not it's harder or not. But I would say that meeting somebody face to face is still got to be the king when it comes to online dating versus face to face. So that kind of leads into the last topic of dating then versus dating now. Because I felt like back in the day, if you talking to somebody, you got so much information like off the rip, and it was less surprises. And back in the day when I was, in the dating scene or whatever like that, I'm not a shoot my shot type of guy. Like, I'm not a guy that's going to see something that he interested in and just automatically shoot my shot. Like, if I get interested in you, I'm going to observe. And then from there, I'll be like on some shit like, you know what? She kind of intriguing me even more. And then now I want to Now I want to shoot my shot or whatever like that. So it's sort of like, all right, cool. But in the midst of you figuring that out, there's all these little conversations that you're having about like how you feel about this, how you like this, da 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 da. Where you going? Where you work at? Oh, I see you catch the bus. You saving up for a car, like that. You got your mentals right. You got a baby father. He a deadbeat. You got a baby father. He in your son's life. I can make that decision based off that. It's like it seems like so much information is hidden behind bios now, and it's like a 50-word snapshot of a person, but it doesn't give you enough information to me to even warrant a first date. So it really comes down to the swipe, and it's sort of like that's the part that scares the shit out of me, bro. Like I would hate to. I'm a type of person, yo. I'm sapiosexual. I've been saying that. I said that in season 1. I'm a type of person that if I really, really fuck with you, I'm going to get attached to you. Not quickly, but like as soon as I see that thing that I'm drawn to, I'm on you. I want it. Like you got a stimulating conversation. I want to talk to you a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to pick their brain.
Right. So, you fun to hang out with. I want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
A lot.
Exactly.
And it's like now I kind of find it hard to get that information from a dating app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because these dating apps, for one, they give you prompts and you kind of like just answering the question there. So, of course, you're going to self-promote. It's like almost like somebody trying to sell you something. They're basically selling their little bit of piece and their best parts of themselves so they can get whatever attention or get whoever to swipe right on them. Now, meeting in face-to-face or observing someone that you're attracted to throughout time, I always like that better and everything. It's only nowadays I got into these dating apps and trying to navigate my way around that, and I find it extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. It's like because we're similar. With like I see something, or I like that something. I want to know more. Let me investigate. I'm curious. I'm all over that. But in dating app, I'm like, okay, you said this nice thing, but now, my follow-up question to whatever nice thing you said, you kind of contrast that. I'm like, all right, so I don't know what to believe.
I'm in between on both worlds. Meeting somebody in person, of course, I mean, you get that natural bang. It's like you don't have to wait for anything. I don't have to wait to know if I'm interested in you or not. If I'm going off of meeting you face to face, if it's something you either said, did, or the way you look, that got me instantly. There wasn't a whole lot of conjecture involved of whether I should or shouldn't. And you said something that I actually agree with. Dating apps are
Dre,
hard.
why you say actually? Why you say actually like that?
Well, the way that he said this, the way he said it was
disrespectful.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You know what I
Finish
mean?
your damn point.
Wow. Such hostility. Okay.
These two are going to be battling out all season.
You know what? It's all right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay.
Pure facts.
It's all right. Just call me Will Smith, Chris Rock.
Oh,
I apologize. That was low. But anyway, like I was saying, dating apps now are like a highlight reel. Like you put your best stuff up, you say all the right things, and it's like, I'm selling myself. Like this is my qualities, this is that, I have this, I have that. Come on, you'd be crazy not to go for me. And it's like, yeah, there's only one problem. Everybody's doing the same shit. Everybody's doing the same shit. And it's bad enough you already got the dating app myths that aren't myths. Like the whole, if you don't see nothing below the neck, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, so that's red flag.
You got 18,000 people in every pick. What are we doing? Who am I focusing on? Like, there's a lot of things that go into that. So, I mean, both sides of the coin, present different challenges. But I mean, it's really dealer's choice. It's whatever you feel most comfortable with. I'm not here to tell anybody what's the right way, what's the wrong way. It's whatever you want to shoot your shot at.
Another thing with these dating apps, right? You set a physical attraction criteria. It's like, right, all right, a woman say they want a man that's over 6 feet, something, makes 90K in income or whatever.
Like 2% of the population.
2% body fat and other stuff like, and then even for us guys, you'd be like, oh, I don't want to date a woman that's freaking 5'3", or, I want to meet, my ideal woman is 5'7", and all that stuff. But when you see a person,
size.
I'm just saying,
I get what you're saying.
When you see a person in person, right? Like I do like. For me, I like my woman to be a little taller because I am about 6'3". Well, I used to be, as someone said to me. I'm about 6'3".
Yeah, slouching.
And I like my woman a little taller, but I've had more success with women that's actually about 5'3" and lower, which is crazy because ideally, visually, I don't really look for that, but I've become more attracted and even once try to have a future with one. So. It's crazy, man.
I think the thing with dating back in the day that I would prefer over, like, obviously I'm not in the dating scene right now, but back in the day, it was sort of like, obviously there was like less to hide. You got an opportunity to see somebody. You might see somebody on a train without makeup on or something. Like, I got a good hardcore look at how you look without makeup on, without the weave, without all different type of stuff. Maybe it's a coworker or a friend of a friend.
Day at work.
Or something like that. It cuts out a lot of the minutia,
more authentic,
if you will. Yeah, it's more authentic, and I think I would kind of like prefer that. But the scary part about that whole thing, meeting somebody face to face organically, is like in 2022, has that become awkward? Like going up to a female and being on some shit like, "Hey, what's up? I like you." I'm not. I like you. But
can't even say that.
Not I like you.
I like you.
See, I already be off the boat.
I want you.
I like you.
So
this is the easy way or the hard way.
You caught my attention for some stretch, whatever it was. I like your shirt. I like your skirt. I like your makeup. I like your hair, whatever like that. Da, 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 da. You got a beautiful dog. I don't know, whatever. You hear in this trivia night, whatever. So is that like awkward going up to people now? Do like females really be thinking like, dude, we don't do that no more. You don't go up to females just asking like, da, 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 da. You really got to go like, you really got to go in with like a super basic ass conversation, not interested, and then work your way into showing like, I came over here to talk to you because I find you appealing or attractive.
I think I fall along the lines of what Dre fell into before. Like, I don't really see any other way to go about it unless they approach you now. Like, it's really gotten to that point.
But it's also a lost art though. Like you don't know how to. It's difficult to start a conversation, especially with all the things going on. Like you said, what are you gonna say? Like, did you see the Will Smith slap Jada? Like, how are you gonna start that conversation until you see them have a nice outfit? Like, or for me, it's like, you smell good. What you wearing type thing.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain things you can say that give you an easy in, but it's also like, I think for me, what plays is like, I'm pretty sure like 90,000 people have tried this already. And it's just like, what can you possibly say? What can you possibly say that you think is original that's going to come off and be like, okay, cool. Like, is being the nice guy enough? Like, hey, how you doing? I'm pretty sure that's been said. So do you try to be funny? You might get laughed at. Might get embarrassed. So like, exactly what approach do you take? Or do you do you wing it with regular conversation?
You can't even say good morning to motherfuckers now because motherfuckers don't respond.
Can't tell nobody they dropped anything either. Excuse me, you dropped your phone.
Yeah.
Damn.
You just dropped that $100 bill right
It's fine, it's fine. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
No, I'm taking that. I don't know. But in case anybody was wondering what's in the solo cups, Hennessy XO.
Hey.
That's the drink of choice today. So if you're listening to this episode and, want to have your little cocktail or drink or some libations after the episode, make sure you drink some Hennessy XO with us. I also say we should take a shot for rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. We're on the 3-year anniversary of his death. Not today, but it was a couple days ago. So take a shot for Nipsey. I don't think Dre has drunk his drink at all.
Just been
show. So far away.
So cheers, gentlemen, especially to episode 1, to a long, successful season. But I think we're going to wrap up the show there. Mind on Matters lifejacketpodcast@gmail.com is the email for all business inquiries, any questions, any concerns, any comments, anything you want to ask us on the low. Like I said before, Mind On Matters on Instagram and the Mind On Matters YouTube page is definitely coming soon. We'll shoot that out, especially on our Facebook page. Look forward to more daily content from us on an everyday basis. Be nice in the comments section.
Please.
He's a good guy.
I try.
Dre's a good guy. I'm not so nice. You come with that energy. I'm gonna bring some energy. So
we like to play nice,
but hey,
you can get rough now.
We trying to navigate this whole life thing together. We trying to keep this thing interpersonal, keep it peaceful, keep it polite. Learn from each other. Don't come with the negative energy because we ain't got time for it. You will get blocked.
That's a whole fact.
You will get blocked. So don't do that.
That's the easy way out too.
Yep,
that's the easy way.
But from us, episode 1, season 1. We'll see y'all on the third Thursday of the month. We signing out. Make sure you be great. Stay safe. Anything y'all want to shout out before we leave?
Stay classy.
Stay classy. All right. And strap up, man. I don't know what safe sex look like out here in 2022, but whatever. Strap the hell up.
Well, apparently they got some type of male pill. So I don't
male
know.
Birth
Who's
control
taking the
pill
pill?
is coming.
You taking the pill?
I'm not taking the pill. I carry the Jones with me all the time, man. So I be strapped up.
Oh, this is
you still carry condoms in your wallet?
Yeah.
Bro, you know they go bad that way, right?
Y'all know Durex went out of business, essentially?
Yeah, excuse me. Whatever. We're not going to even.
Oh, you got Durex?
I don't have Durex. Oh, yeah. What the? Yo.
I'm sorry.
Yo, first and foremost, triple X size magnums here, baby.
All right, we're going to show on that note. We'll see y'all
on that.
the third Thursday.
Yeah.
Mono Matters, we out.
Later.
We out.